Hey friends, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm pulling out all my patriotic decor and decorating for the 4th of July. I'm going to be decorating in a lot of different areas of my home. So that includes the living room and dining room, my entryway, and my front porch. And the plan is not to completely redecorate everything, but just to add touches of patriotic decor here and there. Here I'm showing you just some, but not all the decor I'm going to be using today, including these prints from Etsy that I already put into frames. And I will link these if you're interested in also purchasing them from Etsy. This is a picture of Independence Hall. It's where our Constitution and Declaration of Independence was signed, and this frame could use a little bit of stain. I'll probably take care of that later. For the sake of time, I won't show you everything, but I have a couple of banners. They're both from Amazon, and I can link them for you. Another thing that I found on Amazon that I was really impressed with was this wreath. It's really quite full and colorful, and it was around $26. I don't remember exactly, but again, I can link it for you. This pillow was from Home Goods, Faith, Family, and Freedom. I really like that. And then you cannot decorate for 4th of July without American flags, so I have a lot of those. I actually could use more of those, but we're going to use whatever we have. I thought I'd show you a quick glimpse of how everything looks currently, and I wanted to start in my living room. I consider the living room the headquarters of the home. I know that some people would argue that the kitchen is, but I would say the kitchen is the heart of the home and the living room the headquarters, not only because my family spends the most time here, but because it's usually the first room people see when they walk in. And what better way to begin decorating for any season or theme than to change out the sofa pillows? I think sofa pillows help to set the stage for the rest of the decor in a space. Most of these pillows were ones that I had. I did find the star ones on Amazon, and I'll link those. If you've been following me, you might remember this tray I thrifted for $4. Now, usually I put a blanket in it or something to cover up the flag if it isn't that season, but now I get to show it off. And next, I'm going to put this blanket here and a few more pillows on the love seat. One thing I'd like to mention, especially in these tougher economic times, is if all you have to decorate with is flags, that is totally fine. It doesn't take a whole lot to set the tone. Another economical way to celebrate, which of course I have to bring up because I love cookies, buy some patriotic sprinkles and bake some cookies with the kids or grandkids. They'll love it.
There's a new day.
Seeing as I recently decorated this bookshelf in my summer living room decorate with me, I'm not going to do a whole lot, but I am going to add a few things and take away a few things, or the other way around. But anyway, I know I didn't show you this one earlier. This Betsy Ross picture was also from Etsy, but I decided to go with the other one, this one here, because the colors were more vibrant. So maybe next year I'll be able to find a place for the Betsy Ross picture.
The old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night.
And if you're wondering, I put those books inside this patriotic box, so I'll have them when I need them. That was a thrift store purchase last year, or maybe it was the year before. But anyway, both my husband and my son have told me that when I'm done with that box, they both want it. So maybe I'll have to have them flip a coin for it.
Try to get some sleep if you give up the fight. If only just
I decided to go with the star garland on the fireplace, and these stars are kind of a silk material, which I like in a way, but the actual points of the stars sometimes kind of bend over, so I was trying to kind of straighten those out. And then I have this little house. Now, I only spent 50 cents for this from a thrift store. It is made of cardboard, but I like the salt box house idea for the 4th of July, and I think from a distance it could pass for a metal house.
I will always think of you and me.
I'll give you a quick overview of this area with a fireplace, and then we'll move on to adding a few touches of 4th of July to my entryway.
Through the night, 'cause I promise you this. If you try to get some.
Here's my entryway now. I'm still loving the new bench. We're trying to get in the habit of putting our shoes on the bench instead of leaving them on the floor where we can trip on them. Some of us are doing better than others. I'll just leave it at that. I'm keeping it really simple over here. I'm just adding some flags, and I also thought I would go ahead and add some farmhouse beads to the candle just because I think it kind of brightens it up a little bit for the 4th. And I also thought I would add a blue blanket. And then to the bench, I'm adding a couple of sofa pillows. I'm just keeping it simple again so that you can sit down and use the bench if you need to. I pulled my back out, unfortunately, about a year ago, just trying to put my boot on, and I just turned the wrong way and I was standing, and I mean, it hasn't happened since, but this is, I guess, what it's like being old. My grandpa used to say to me, "Don't get old, Rachel." And as a kid, I remember thinking, does he know something I don't know? Because I really don't know how to avoid that. I try to remind myself that getting old is a privilege that not everyone gets, and so every day is a gift from the Lord. I hope you'll stick around because next we're going to decorate my favorite room, which is the dining room, or at least it's my favorite room to decorate. Here's how the buffet currently looks, and you may or may not notice that I changed my clothes because this was filmed the next day. I was initially trying to just tuck up the garland behind the mirror and hoping it would stay, but that did not work. So, amazingly enough, I was able to find some tape in my husband's man cave. That's not easy to come by in my house, and if you're a mom of littler kids, you know what I'm talking about. My son really isn't even that little anymore. He's 11, but he really loves his tape. I was running a little low on the smaller flag, so I decided I would try this big flag here. I can't decide if I think it looks too big for the vase, but I'm going to go with it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is it too big? Is it too bulky and awkward? This bow was an afterthought. I don't even remember where it's from. It's just kind of been floating around in my decor room, and I've been pushing it around to get it out of the way. But I thought it might look nice on this side of the buffet just so I have some patriotic colors to kind of balance out each side. And then I'm going to add these farmhouse beads to this pitcher. I'll give you a quick overview of this side of the dining room before we move on to the hutch on the other side. Here is a before of my hutch, and the first thing I'm going to do is to redecorate my cloche to look more patriotic. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just taking away the nest and the bird and the lilies of the valley, but I am keeping the book and the potted plant. In my opinion, large cloches like this are not easy to come by. I found this one on Decor Steals. I did a quick check just to see if they might have some of these in stock, and per usual with Decor Steals, they're out of stock. That always seems to happen to me with them, so if you see something, you have to grab it. They do have a place where you can put in your email and they'll notify you when they get something back in stock, whatever item that is that you've signed up to be notified for. Of course, I never do that, and here's why. Call me suspicious, but I always figure that if they have too many people signing up to be notified about something, wouldn't that make them more likely to raise the price? I mean, supply and demand, right? If you're wondering, that circular thing in the back is a balloon light, and I put it there so I wouldn't lose it because I think it's the last one in my house that works. Come fall, I'm definitely going to be buying more of those to light up my little houses, and for Christmas for my gingerbread houses, at least the ones that don't have batteries in them. This is a planter that I picked up from Walmart, and I decided to use it as a fruit bowl. Of course, I changed it out to apples, but they almost look fake, don't they? They're so pretty. They are the pink lady apples, and I think those are my favorite. They're so good with peanut butter. My husband also likes that kind, and he will ask me to get those. And so sometimes I'll tease him just because it sounds funny to say, "Yes, dear, I know you like the pink ladies." I have a little bit more to do here in my dining room, and then I'm going to head out to my front porch, and I'm going to add a few pieces of decor for the 4th there as well. There's just a few stragglers on this wreath. I'm probably just too much of a perfectionist to tell you the truth, but overall I really like the shape and how it looks on this wall here, especially next to the hutch. I just really like the two of these things together and just how the overall look is of this side of the dining room. Please ignore the air conditioner in the window. Our centralized air conditioning went out and it was only 2 years old. So my husband's not real happy about that, and he's been trying to get a hold of the company and they have not been returning his calls or his emails. I'm fine with a tiny air conditioner like that for our whole house because most of our house is shaded by wood, so it doesn't get super hot, but my husband and our kids don't like the heat at all. In just a few moments, we'll move on to the front porch and do some more decorating there. So off camera, I went ahead and swept the front porch, and then while I was at it, I changed out the scatter rug to the red one. And of course, I added a couple mini American flags to the basket. I also thought I would change the pillow out. This one has seen better days, but I think I can make it work for one more year. And then I'm going to change out the sun for the star. And then just like last year, I'm going to give this guy a little patriotic hat. These came, I think, like 3 or 4 in a pack from Dollar Tree last year. I don't know if they have them this year, but then I haven't really been to Dollar Tree recently to tell you. So if you happen to know, please let me know in the comments. For the rest of this video, I did a little clip honoring Independence Day, so I hope you'll stay to the end for that. But I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. By the way, last year I decorated my home for the 4th as well, and I decorated really differently compared to this year. So if you're looking for more decor inspiration, I'll definitely link that if you have not yet seen it. And please don't forget to like this video. That really helps out my channel, so thank you for doing that. And Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video.